And then, so the first one we're going to look at, I actually got the ultimate pledge for this game, but we're going to go through them bit by bit. So first, we're going to go through the Infinity Gauntlet. I kept turning away. We're going to go through the Infinity Gauntlet first. And this one is super special. So here's the box art. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Guys, you got to be honest. These boxes are beautiful. This art, their art style is beautiful, right? So this one has basically comes for rules for a different game entirely. Well, not different game. That's maybe a bit far, but a different version of the game. Just because it's dealing with villains and a lot of villains, it's basically like running a gauntlet. So here's the rulebook. Very exciting. Pretty much the same art as the cover, the box cover. Obviously showing everything inside. Guys, I've been hyped for this. This has been one of the things I've been looking forward to, perhaps the most, just because of how insane this is. I'm gonna have to do it right. So 1 second. Oh no, I dropped one. No, I dropped two. So they're obviously gonna fall out. So I have to be kind of careful, but. Oh no! 1 second. It is not technically meant to go in your hand, but we got to do it to them, right?
Fine. I'll do this myself.
Actually love that. I'm really chuffed. So that's going to go off to the side for a second, but it is still here. I do still have the Galaxy in my my control, and if anyone so dares as to do anything, know that I will ultimately destroy you. Again, similar to the last one, we do have the Thanos. I don't want to bend them. Black Dwarf, Cull Obsidian, as he is otherwise known. Proxima Midnight, and Ebony Maw. So those are there, and this other thing at the back is the villain dashboard, which is essentially the stuff that you lay this all out on. Then we have the gorgeous figures. These ones are a little bit bigger, or well, maybe it's just Black Dwarf seems to be, but there is Black Dwarf. Cull Obsidian by any other name. I actually like the name Cull Obsidian more, but what can you do? And then Proxima Midnight, another really interesting character. I really love her. I think she's really cool. She's really fun in Ultimate Alliance. The big bad himself, Yon Thanos. There he is. The Titan Eternal himself, Ebony Maw. Very nice. I love the stonework around him. I like that. What I love about Maw more than anything is the way he hovers. I know that sounds so stupid to say, but it's 100% that. And there are the cards. Obviously with this one, you get a cool thing where you get like cards for the stones, which is very cool. And then something that the other box didn't have, because obviously those were all singular characters, is that the this box has locations. So I'll try and show you guys them as we're going. So we have Hala, which is the home world of the Kree. And look at that art, guys. You guys will remember Hala from Captain Marvel. If you guys remember from Infinity War, when Thor made Stormbreaker, I think this is what this is referencing. Nidavellir. We have the Sanctum Sanctorum. Another iconic location. Asgard. Look how beautiful that is. That looks like new Asgard though, really. Not so much old Asgard. Guys, this is hurting me just even seeing it. Vormir. Goodbye, Black Widow. New York, very straightforward, very to the point. I really like this one. Wakanda Fields. Sounds like the name of a street, to be honest with you, Wakanda Fields. But here we are. We have Sanctuary, which I think, if I remember correctly, was the Asgardian ship, right? And then we have Thanos' Palace, which I don't quite remember. Was that a thing in the movie? I feel like that's been made up. Maybe I'm wrong. Quantum Tunnel. I'm not particularly... is that the stuff that Ant-Man goes through? I suppose. Now, I already have this one in my other game, so I don't know why they put it in here. But Avengers Mansion. And the last one, naturally, Titan. That's the Infinity stuff sorted there. I am going to have to, what's the word? Oh, my chair's lowering. So that's the Infinity oh, back down. This chair. This chair is going to be the end of my life. Let's do Return of the Sinister Six. I keep turning away. I need to stop. Return of the Sinister Six now. And you guys know I love a Sinister Six moment. That's iconic. Right? That's amazing. We love it. What I love is that they mixed a good bit of the movie Sinister Six into this, but also added some new ones just to kind of, you know, be more realistic to the comics at the same time. So we get a little bit of a pamphlet here. A little bit of a pamphlet. And that's just to kind of update you on the rules of this game. Because this game, this version of the game, has this beautiful conundrum to work with. I don't even know what it is. But I'm scared. I don't believe this one works like the rest in terms of I don't think it has locations. Which is very interesting. Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay. So we do have, as always, the threat cards here. So, you know, we have Doc Ock. We have Doc Ock. We have Mysterio. We have, you know, we have all the gang. So let's go through the figures quick. This one looks the most lackluster in terms of its design, but if you painted it, I imagine it would look pretty cool if you could get it right. And that is Mysterio. The rest of his outfit looks amazing. It's just obviously that the helmet could obviously do with some painting in terms of making it look like a glass finish. Then we have your boy Vulture. So those two are very much based on their appearances in the MCU. Another one that obviously everyone knows is, or should know, is Doc Ock, perhaps one of the most infamous villains of Spider-Man outside of Green Goblin. And then we have Electro, the original Electro, not the version that's blue. Show yourself, Electro. There we go. Another one that's new to any of you MCU goers, I imagine. Kraven the Hunter. Very cool character, very interesting character. Very different compared to a lot of the others in here. Very grassroots, if that makes sense. This one's quite heavy. And this one is Sandman. Now, if you don't remember Sandman from any specific media, you will at least remember him from the beginning of Ultimate Alliance, because he's annoying as hell. And then obviously we have, the cards for each of these villains, and the threat cards as well for each of these villains. And now we're moving on to perhaps what some of you guys will love the most. And that one is, you know him, you love him, T'Challa himself, the Black Panther. This one's a fairly straightforward one. This is literally just an expansion set. This adds on to the original game. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't really do loads in terms of its gameplay. I think this one might have slightly different rules just because it has some unique tokens. But obviously, again, I don't want to go too much into it at this point. We will go through the locations for this one. But first, we're going to go through the villains. Not the villains, the characters. But just so you guys know, the villain of this one is Killmonger. Looks very well done, very MCU inspired, but I do love the MCU version of Killmonger. I mean, I think Michael B. Jordan killed that role. He was very good at it. And then we have the one, the only Black Panther himself. It's nice to put some heroes down again. We haven't had any heroes in a while. Then we have his magnanimous sister, Shuri. I love Shuri. I really liked Shuri in the movie. She was very good comic relief, but without being too cheesy or too much, you know? And then in this one, they decided, and it makes sense in terms of where the movie's kind of led with it, but they decided to put Winter Soldier in this. Again, topical. I've got the show on my mind. Don't at me. Yep. And then obviously the cards, as always. Again, Bucky's very. I don't think he didn't have a mask in the MCU, right? He just had like black paint around his eyes, if I remember correctly. But I could be wrong about that. Yep. So let's just quickly go through the cards. I think everything has been in order so far, to be honest with you, which is great. Nothing damaged or otherwise an issue. Golden City, which I think is maybe is that the hub of Wakanda? I'm not too sure. I haven't read too much on Wakanda, I'll admit. The Great Mound, which is, I believe, where they store all of the stuff that Black Panther uses, right? The Jabari Village, which is where M'Baku's tribe live. The Royal Palace. This artwork is beautiful, by the way. Let's be quite real about that. Shuri's Lab. And you guys will remember this as the place where Killmonger and Black Panther fought. Warrior Falls. Very ironic name. That is the Black Panther box. We're kind of picking up some momentum now just because these boxes are like I say, they're very supplemental. But very cool. So the next one is another favorite, Tales of Asgard. Very excited about this one because it has a certain character in that you guys might not expect, or maybe you do expect him. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you if you expect him or not. Just to let you guys know, the villain for this one, your boy himself. There he is, Loki, looking suave as always. Oh, you can get the. I'll put my chair right then. We'll talk. If you're playing, if you get Tales of Asgard retail, you won't get this guy. But if you do, if you bought it with Kickstarter, you will. You did, and that was Beta Ray Bill. Yeah, they put him in here. They did it. But what I think you guys will be more interested in, Piss Off Ghost, Korg himself, and then we have Valkyrie, very well done figure, I'll admit, and obviously the guy I've been saving for a while now, Thor. We have these cards. Here we are with the cards for Asgard. Heimdall's Observatory, Odin's Vault, the Bifrost itself, the Asgardian Palace, the Throne Room, and Valhalla. That one is the Asgard one. Now, it gets even more interesting now because we're on to Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm trying to be very careful with all of this stuff. I don't want to cause any damage. Obviously. Some more KOs. Scary. Concerning. Big bad of this box, as you guys could probably have guessed, Ronan. We have the ye old accuser here himself. Looking brilliant as always. Star-Lord, looking suave AF. Rocket, perhaps the smallest figure in the game. And last but not least, well, technically last but not least, but I'll tell you why. I think it's like Teenage Groot, or it looks very similar to Teenage Groot. He's probably the tallest figure, actually, to be honest with you. And then, if you're a Kickstarter backer, you got Gamora. Obviously, again, as before, the cards. And then we'll quickly look through the locations. The Milano, which is obviously their ship. Nowhere, which is in the head of a Celestial, right? Xandar, which is the home of Nova. The Nova Corps, should I say. Morag, which is where Star-Lord begins the movie off on. The Collector's Museum. And Kiln, which I'm not familiar with Kiln. I don't remember Kiln. We've got Guardians of the Galaxy. The last one is Enter the Spider-Verse. This is a very exciting one for a lot of people. I'll admit it won't be my favorite. I'm a bigger fan of a lot of other heroes, aside from Spider-Man. He's not that I dislike him, just I don't like him as much. This one is very interesting in that I believe you're dealing with taking photos of secret identities and such, I believe. Very interesting idea, very different. Adds a little bit more of a spice to the game. For this one, as you guys probably guessed, considering we've had all of the other Spider-Man villains possible, pretty much. Well, not really, because he has that many. Green Goblin. And as you guys probably guessed, he is indeed on his hoverboard. Perhaps one of the most maniacal of the villains. We love Norman Osborn. What can I say? Spider-Man was actually very poorly received on the Kickstarter. So Spider-Man got redesigned, actually. His original design, people really didn't like. So he got redone, and I think it is really nice. It's very well done. Very nice. So that's Spidey. And then, as you can expect for a Spider-Verse pack, we have other... Oh! We have other Spideys. That's Spider-Gwen. Or her other name, I forget what her actual name is. Ghost Spider, I think it might be. And then, obviously, you guys, we couldn't ever have a Spider-Man pack without including the other big bad Spider-Man, Miles. To round up on that, we have you know who, you know him, you hate him, you watched him in Spider-Verse, you know what he's about. John Mulaney voiced him. Spider-Ham. Look at that. Fantastic. Also, the fact that his snout is the same. This is the last set of locations that we do have for this one. We have Brooklyn Bridge there. The Daily Bugle. We have Osborne Laboratories, as is obviously necessary for when you have Oscorp. Didn't expect that would be the next card, but there we go. Thank you for helping me through my sentence cards. Queens. And Midtown High School. It's been a brilliant stream, to be honest, guys. I've really enjoyed this. It's been very intense, but it's been the perfect amount of intense. Like, I've really enjoyed spending time with you guys tonight and talking about this game and having fun. I've really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.